What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackowitz. This is the Kaged Review. This is going to be a review for Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 5. You'll have to excuse me. I'm still incredibly sick, so just bear with me. So, a lot of people are giving us a lot of slack now, saying that Season 8 is completely fallen off the map and that they've kind of ruined a lot of storylines. And I kind of agree, and I kind of don't. I really didn't mind seeing Dany go Mad Queen. I think they've been hinting at that throughout the entire series. So I feel like it was kind of the inevitable thing, and I kind of called it that she was going to go Mad Queen, and then eventually you're going to have somebody take care of her. And so I'm expecting that next episode that's what's going to happen. I mean, you start out right away with Varys. He's trying to be for Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen, and he gets caught. And it was actually Tyrion that kind of ratted him out, which I thought was really a piss poor choice because Varys is the one that saved Tyrion. Tyrion maybe feels like he's doing the right thing by Dany, but I felt like that was weak. So Dany finds out, and that's the first casualty. Varys gets burnt up. After that, you essentially walk into the big warrior, and it was very one-sided. This whole battle was Dany just destroying everything. She destroyed the fleet. She destroyed all the scorpions, and blew the gate out in front of where the Golden Company were standing in front of King's Landing, and pretty much annihilated the Golden Company in one hit. So it was really just, she comes in, she destroys, everything's cool, and it was just planned that if they sound the bells, that means everybody's surrendered, and then, the fighting stops. Well, they get to the point where the fighting stops, the Lannister army surrenders, and the bell tolls. Dany looks at the Red Keep, and, apparently it's supposed to be a moment where she just realizes all the atrocities that have been done to her family, and she just goes crazy. And she just burns up everything and everybody in her path. Civilians, women, children, doesn't matter. So we got full Mad Queen now. And I don't know, man. Like, I kind of called that. I expected it. I don't know where they're going to go from here. I would like to think that either Arya or Jon are going to kill her next episode. So the big moments here, you finally had Clegane Bowl, which was actually very well done, I thought. Qyburn, Cersei, the mountain, they're walking down the stairs, they run into the Hound. And, one of the bad things about it was Cersei wanted the mountain to stay by her side. Qyburn's like, obey your queen. The mountain just grabs Qyburn by the head, just smashes him and throws him. So he gets killed by his own creation. And then you got Clegane Bowl. Cersei just kind of walks away. Really cool fight. The Hound looked like he was going to get his skull crushed in like they did with the Red Viper. And he winds up taking a dagger and spiking, Gregor in the head with it. And then he charges Gregor, and they both go over the edge of the Red Keep into the fire below. So he takes out the mountain and himself at the same time. One kind of interesting note before that happens is Arya is bent on revenge, and the Hound stops her, and he's like, I've dedicated my whole life to revenge. You don't want to become me. Get yourself out of here. And I actually liked that moment. Some people had a problem with it. I thought it was very cool. So, I don't know. Um, I think sometimes people are overly critical at this point. Um, they definitely have got to figure out, storyline. There's been a lot of build up to things that they're just kind of completely blowing off. Um, I will agree that Jamie coming back to Cersei was just not a good choice in my opinion. It was a very weak ending for both Cersei and Jamie, honestly. Um, I felt like they should have really, made that one a big death, and it was kind of anticlimactic, in my opinion. Um, and so I think you wind up with Qyburne's dead, Cersei and Jamie die, with the Red Keep collapsing on top of them. Varys dies. Euron gets killed by Jamie. They have a fight, and Euron stabs Jamie a couple of times, and Jamie winds up getting the best of him in the end. And I'm trying to think if anybody else really, really relevant died. I mean, it was a big show for sure, as far as casualties. And I kind of figured that this, people were talking about the casualties in episode 3, and I was like, I kind of figured they were saving it for something like this, and that's exactly what it was. So, very cool, honestly. I liked the episode. I do think they dropped the ball on some things. I think that they were doing a lot of fan service again. And we kind of knew that Dany was going crazy. So, overall, I really liked it though. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they actually wrap everything up next week. Pretty interested to see how that goes. So, overall, I mean, I enjoyed it, man. Yes, there were problems with it, but I thought it was entertaining. And, I think at this point, the prophecies are done. We already know that they're kind of changing the storylines up. And I will say that without George Martin's influence, like direct influence, it has gone downhill. I will say that. So, it is what it is. I still enjoyed it though. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was very entertaining. So that's where I'm at with it. 7 out of 10. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Sorry, I am amazingly sick still. I'm trying to do this as best I can. So, with that in mind, I will talk to you guys later. Kaged Nation out.